Hello and welcome, no ones. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can integrate and use RevenueCat to manage our in-app purchases inside Nowa. So let's start by creating a new project. We're going to call it Nowa Tracker App. What we're going to do in this project is we're going to create a simple habit tracking app that in the basic version allows you to create 3 tasks and requires you to subscribe in order to create an infinite amount of tasks. We're going to use this simple habit tracker app in order to showcase and demonstrate how we can utilize RevenueCat inside your app. So I'm going to start by giving it a prompt. The prompt will ask it to create our mobile habit tracker app with features like add track daily habits, what each habit will have, and it asks it to only allow free users to create up to 3 habits. And then add a premium system that will show you a paywall screen and then further allow you, if subscribed, if upgraded to premium, to create more than 3 habits. While the AI is working, let's go to settings and set up our project details. So let's make sure to remove com.example. I'm going to replace it with div.nowa tracker app as our bundle identifier and press on submit. This will allow us to connect our bundle identifier to their counterparts on the app and Play Store. Scroll down to the integrations section and click on RevenueCat and enable it. Now that it's enabled, we're going to need 2 different API keys, one from the Apple API key to allow in-app purchases for the App Store and Android API key that allows in-app purchases for the Play Store. So let's close this, wait until we're done with our app, and we'll be right back. Now that the AI has finished, let's check the results we got. So press on play. We can add the habit here, choose an icon, choose the habit name. So let's say develop on Nowa and save habit. Yep. Okay. And if we add another habit, develop on Nowa 2, save habit, third habit, save habit. Now let's see if we can add a 4th habit, and it creates a paywall. It gives us a paywall that says upgrade to premium and we need to subscribe. In our case, I think if we press on subscribe, it subscribes for us. In our case, if we press on subscribe, it subscribes for us. So let's try to create a 4th habit, save habit. Okay. Now, because it's not yet linked to RevenueCat. So let's start the process of linking it to RevenueCat. To get our RevenueCat Apple key, we're gonna start with our Apple developer account. So make sure to go to developer.apple.com/account and then let's start by creating an identifier. So we're gonna create a new identifier, app IDs, press on continue again because we're selecting the app. Now for the description, so let's say Nowa habit tracker, and for the bundle ID we're getting the bundle ID of our app, which was dev.nowa.nowa tracker app, and we're gonna press on continue, register, and now our identifier is here. We need to go to App Store Connect, press on apps and create our app. New app, we're gonna choose iOS, give it an app name, so we're gonna say Nowa habit tracker. Primary language is English, so English US. Bundle ID is Nowa habit tracker. Let's give it a SKU, so we're gonna call it NHT123, and of course user access is full, and press on create. Once the app is created, let's scroll down and find subscriptions. Press on subscriptions, and we need to create a subscription group. So we're gonna press on create, and let's give it a reference name. We're gonna call it premium and create. Next, we're gonna create a subscription. Press on create, we're gonna give it a reference name, so we're gonna call it monthly, and the product, let's say P4.99, so premium 4.99, and press on create. Now that our subscription is creating, it's missing some data, so subscription duration is 1 month and availability is always available, and the subscription price is $4.99. So we're gonna press on next, and here it's the equivalent for all countries. Confirm. Let's add a localization, so we're gonna display it as monthly premium and monthly sub for unlimited habits and press on add, and let's save the localization. Now that our localization is saved, we need to go to the App Store and go to user and access. So we're gonna go to user and access. Inside user and access, we're gonna go to integrations, and we need to create two things. First, we need to create an App Store Connect API for our app. So we're gonna call it Nowa Habit Tracker Access, and the role is gonna be an admin. So let's generate that, and it should be somewhere here now. There we go. So let's download it, and we need an in-app purchase. For the in-app purchase, we're gonna create a new in-app purchase key. We're gonna call it Nowa Habit Tracker Access also, and we're gonna press on generate and download the in-app purchase key. Now that we're done with these steps, let's go to RevenueCat. Now inside RevenueCat, let's create a new project. Let's call it Nowa Habit Tracker. Category is lifestyle. Create project, because Nowa is based on Flutter. We're gonna edit the default offering, only have monthly subscription, save changes, and continue. We're gonna skip this part because we already have the SDK installed, and this is a test API key, which we won't be needing because we're gonna create an App Store API key. So I'm gonna press I'm ready, and we're now at the dashboard. Next step would be go to apps and providers and create a new app configuration. So we're gonna choose App Store. Let's start by giving it the app bundle ID, and then let's get the in-app purchase key config that we downloaded, add it to our subscription, and grab the issuer ID from our App Store Connect page. Then press on Save Changes. This will also further unlock for us a place where we need to give it the App Store Connect API, which we also downloaded, and give it the issuer ID again with a vendor number. This is visible at the top part of the payments and financial report pages of your App Store Connect dashboard. It's not required, so we're not gonna do that, and save changes. Now find our public API key, show key, copy it, and go to back to Nowa, settings, RevenueCat, and paste it here. And don't forget to press on submit. Now we have our Apple API key. The next step would be to get our Android API key. Let's move on with getting our Android API key by going to console.cloud.google.com, and then after that, let's create a project by pressing on select a project and pressing on new project. So we're gonna call it Nowa Habit Tracker, and we won't be choosing an organization for now. Okay, it has created our project, so let's select it. Select my project. Okay, now we're in. First step would be to go to API and services and enable API and services, and search for Google Play Android Developer API. Press on it, select it, and press on enable. Once it's enabled, let's create credentials for it. So it says here, to call this API from your own application, you may need to create credentials. So let's press on create credentials and select application data. Press on next, and let's create a service account. So our service account will be called RevenueCat Nowa Habit Tracker, and we're gonna create and continue. For permissions, we need to add two roles. The first role would be a pub sub admin, and our other role would be monitoring view. Press on continue and press on done. Once our credentials are created, let's go to navigation menu, hover over IAM and admin, select service accounts. Let's click on it and then go to the service account that we created, which is RC Nowa Habit Tracker. Go to actions and press on manage keys. Once we're in, we need to create a new JSON key by pressing on add key, create new key, select the JSON key and press on create. This will create a JSON key and download it for us. So let's close it. Next, we need to go back to Google Cloud homepage where it says welcome and go back to API and services and enable some more APIs. So we're gonna enable developer reporting. So Google Play developer reporting API. We're gonna enable that. Okay, once it's enabled, let's go back to enable API and services. Press on enable API and services again and search for Cloud PubSub API. So we're gonna select it. First one, Cloud PubSub API, and enable it. Once it's enabled, let's go back to our service accounts and copy our service email because we're gonna need it in the next step. Okay, once we have copied our service email, let's go to Google Play Console. So we're gonna go to play.google.com/console. We're gonna select user and permissions, invite a new user, and paste the email of the service account that we just got and allow it to have some permissions. It's gonna need the view app information permission and the financial data permissions. View financial data and manage orders and subscriptions, and we're gonna press on invite and send invite. Okay, once our service account has been invited, let's head to our RevenueCat dashboard. Go to apps and providers, add an app config, select Google Play Store. We're gonna need to give it the Google Play package name, which is dev.nowa tracker app in our case, and we need the service account credentials, which we just downloaded. So we're gonna grab it from the download and upload it here. Save changes. Once the changes is saved, it's gonna require up to 36 hours for the credentials to be verified. For now, this is it. Let's go to our public API key and grab our key. Get back to Nowa, go to settings, RevenueCat, and paste our Android API key and press on submit. Furthermore, don't forget to create your app inside Google Play Console by clicking on create app and entering the app name. So we're gonna say Nowa Habit Tracker. It's an app which is free, and let's confirm the program policies and US experts law and press on create. Let's head back to RevenueCat and go to our product catalog. Inside our product catalogs, we're gonna go to products tab and add our products both to our app store and our Play Store. For our app store, since we have already set it up in the first step, we're just gonna import it by pressing on import and then choosing the product we're gonna import and import it. Next, we're gonna press on new. Let's give it a display name. We're gonna call it monthly pro. Product type is subscription, and let's give it a subscription identifier. So we're gonna call it pro monthly $4.99 and give it a base plan ID, which we're gonna call it P499, and press on create product. This will create our subscription for our Play Store. Now let's get back to products catalog. We have our products here, so let's add them to the offerings. So press on the default identifier and press on edit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna delete this package and add a new package. Let's call it monthly. Let's give it a description. So we're gonna call it pro monthly and choose the respective products for each package and press on save. Now we're done from this side. Let's get back to Nowa. Now that we got both of our keys ready, let's continue with the setup. In the next step, we need to go outside Nowa. Because of the App Store limitations, we need to do some signings and actually test it using Xcode. So in order to do that, Let's go to our workspace and then select our application. So in our case, it's going to be Nowa Tracker app. Inside Nowa Tracker app, we're going to find a file named iOS. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to find the runner.x workspace. Double click on that would open the project for us on Xcode. Once the project has been opened, we need to go first of all to runner and choose signing and capabilities, and then select your iOS team. You need to sign up your certificate with your team, which is the Apple developer account you are using. Make sure that you have the correct bundle identifier and all the info you need. If you don't have your team added yet, you can add an account and go through the normal steps. Next, we're gonna have to go back to runner and double click on it, or like right click based if you use a mousepad or a trackpad, and choose add files to runner. Next, we need to find our StoreKit file that we downloaded and press on add. Choose the targets as runner and press on finish. Now that the file is added, we can launch our application from inside Xcode by pressing on the play button and of course choosing a simulator. Once the build is succeeded, we can see the app on our simulator being built. Once the app is built, we can press on get premium, and as you can see here it says subscribe now, and if we click on subscribe now, we get the in-app purchase of Apple Pay. Press on subscribe, and now we are subscribed. And furthermore, we can press on manage in order to cancel our subscription. This was it for this tutorial. See you soon.